The media has been lying about the Stage 3 tax cuts. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because, well, I've been getting frustrated with a lot of the rubbish in the media, well, in general, but particularly about the Stage 3 tax cuts and how they've been painting this as a tax cut for the rich. And, well, Labour are getting hammered because they're fulfilling their promise. Good on them. They've went to the election saying they would maintain these tax cuts, and it's not happening for years anyway. So don't count your money yet, everyone. But they're sticking by their commitment. They're maintaining their promise, which is good. We have to commend them for that. But the media isn't happy. They're always painting it as a tax cut for the rich and unfair and creating this class divide. I mean, have a look here at the Twitter. List of billionaires affected by the Stage 3 tax cuts based on wages. I mean, it's always about the billionaires. It's always about the rich. People are really quite petty and jealous. Sally McManus, the princess of the unions. The Stage 3 tax cuts are both unfair and completely unaffordable. They were a bad idea at the time and a terrible one now. Now, I would strongly advocate for tax cuts and then a reduction in government services for things that we don't need. Like that entire ministry for women. Get rid of that. We're an egalitarian society. We already have laws in place to deal with that. Why not? There's a tax saving. So rather than vacuum more money out of the pockets of hard-working Australian people, I would argue to have it, well, in their hands. And I asked you, the viewers, I put a poll to you, and I'm going to bring that up in a moment now when I just make sure I get to the right web page. I asked you if you would be happy with paying more tax, because that is essentially what this is. Everyone who is complaining about this is saying they want to pay more tax. And if we jump over here to the left, we can see, we'll scroll down. It was a while ago now, actually. So do you want to pay more taxes? 10 days ago. 14% said yes, which surprises me. And 86% said no. And let's look at some of the comments, because I haven't looked at this one in a while. We'll go to the newest. How about another poll? Do federal taxes really pay for spending? Well, platypus, be careful. You may be going down the crazy MMT route. Johnny the Pom, I think there should be a fair tax threshold, say 20K. All earnings above this should be taxed at the same rate, whether you earn 60 or 200,000. Now, the Stage 3 tax cuts, they're getting rid of the 37% tax bracket. So we're just going to have the same tax bracket from 45,000 to 200,000. Now, I've made a program to simulate the impact of these tax changes, because it isn't just the rich, it isn't just the billionaires. You'd be surprised who is actually getting impacted by this and who's getting an advantage of it. So here you go. Here's my spaghetti code I wrote in Python, which is my new daily thing I'm trying to learn. And here is my tax cut calculator. Now, this only takes account of the percentage rates, none of the other Medicare levies or these other issues. So let's say you earn $90,000, round about the average Australian wage. We calculate it. So right now, the effective tax rate is about 21.91%, so $19,717. Now, with the Stage 3 tax cuts, your effective tax rate is dropping down to 20.66%, $18,592. So you're getting a saving of over $1,000 a year, $1,125. Your relative tax rate is now only 94% of what it was. Now, I don't know about you, but $90,000 isn't a billionaire. It's not someone insanely rich. It's a normal Australian person. Someone who's trying to save to get their family in a nice home, who could really do with another $1,000 in their own pocket. And this isn't a handout, okay? This is not a handout. We're going to have to cut away some of the handouts and some of the luxurious spending of the government. That should be the aim, is to reduce how much they're taking away from people so it stays in their pocket. So this could pay for dance lessons for someone's children. It could be a decent chunk of a mortgage for a 90 grand salary. And, well, let's have a look. Let's go even down further. Let's say $80,000. Okay, we calculate that. And again, you can see that's an $875 a year saving. You're going from $16,467 to $15,592. Your effective tax rate is from 20.58 to 19.49. What about $70,000? Let's check them out. How are they going? We're slightly going down. We're slightly going down. Not earning as much, not the big money. But again, there's still a saving. There's another $625 for that person a year in their hands. That's what we want to advocate for. It's not, sure, the rich are going to get more money, but they pay an insane amount of tax. And we'll have a look at that in a moment because their effective tax rate's just insane. So you're pretty much working on 70 grand. You're working, what, nearly 1 day a week for the government. Let's go down to 60,000. Let's see how you're going there. There you go. So your effective tax rate is at 16.61, and it's gone down to 15.98. So, again, $375. And people will scoff and going, oh, it's only $375. Yeah, but if you're wealthy, sure, that may not seem like that much. It may be an amount that you can easily not worry about. But for someone on 60 grand a year, that's probably decent income or decent money. That's a meal out for the family. That's a week's groceries. That's rent. That's a weekly mortgage payment for an affordable mortgage. All of these things add up. I was actually thinking of calculating this in different staples. That's a carton of cigarettes right there. I'm still shocked at how expensive smokes are and how much of that is tax. So let's go down to 50 grand. A $50,000, is that a loaded millionaire, billionaire class? Nope. And they're still getting a saving because of these tax cuts. $125 a year, and it's still $125. Their effective tax rate it's lower, down at 13.18. They're not getting as big a delta change, but they still are getting one. What about 45,000? It will be nothing. There's no difference. So if you're earning below 45,000, you're not getting any advantage off these tax rates. Will $10 be detectable? No, it's not enough. 25 cents. So even if you're earning $45,000 and $10, you're getting 25 cents extra. Hey, better in your hands than in the government's. So let's have a look at the fear-mongering, the $150,000. They're big, rich Australians. Oh, hang on, I'm going to break my app. So $150,000, still not, I wouldn't call that wealthy. That's a decent income, but you generally have to have significant training to reach that level. You have to invest a lot of time, a lot of skill, and hopefully you've got a lot of experience to be worthy of that income. Now that means you're going from, you're getting a big saving, $4 grand a year. Your effective tax rate is going from 27.04 to 24.39, and you're only paying 90% of the tax that you were. So that's another $4,000 that this person can spend, can invest, can put back into the economy, that can keep out of the hands of the government. Now remember, the government throws money at people to stimulate the economy. That's what they did with the home builder grants. And the problem with that was it was so targeted, it overheated one sector. The advantage of this is we don't know where this person will spend it. It could be some crypto bro that goes and pisses it all away on Dogecoin so all the people at the exchange get some money. Or it could be someone that just saves it in the bank there and just then builds up some wealth, or someone that uses that on a holiday. That's what you want, everyone. We want money to keep flowing through the economy, and we need to get rid of this narrative that it's just the rich that are getting it. So come on, let's have a look at someone on $250,000. Let's see if I'll break this. Oh, come on. What's going on? Anyway, they're going from a 33% effective tax rate. Just think about that. This is why, guys, look at how much they're paying in tax, 83 grand to 74 grand. This is why we have a negative gearing issue or housing problem here in Australia. When you're paying so much tax, people are incentivized to reduce their tax. So rather than innovate, rather than start businesses, rather than create jobs, there's incentives to reduce the burden that the state is placing on them. So that's another argument for reducing taxes on people is to reduce the incentives to minimize tax. So here you have a $9,000 saving a year. That's going to 89.1%. Now, if you've got 250 grand coming in, I guarantee you they're going to have more propensity to spend this than others. Oh, it could go either way. I mean, that's a bit of a stereotype, but then again, still, that's $9,000. You don't know where that money can go. Better in the hands of the person who earned it, the person who worked for it, the person who deserved it, than a bureaucrat who doesn't appreciate it. So I just thought I would have a look at this, guys, and to demonstrate that this Stage 3 tax cuts, which is coming in a few years, and you know what, I'll jump over to my other screen here. I'll jump over to this screen, which is coming in a few years, is not just for the rich. The media is painting it like that to create class division and to divide people. Remember, the division should be hard-working Australians against the rent seekers. And what are the rent seekers? A lot of them are the bureaucrats. How much value do they actually add? So we need to ensure that the message is getting out there properly, that money needs to be in the hands of the people who earned it, because they will treat it with the most respect, not a bureaucrat who just hoovers it up and then distributes it for the same thing with a politician, distributes it for their votes and for attention and for these type of things. So guys, thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Are you a fan of these Stage 3 tax cuts? If you like paying extra taxes and you think that we should pay extra taxes, how much have you donated in excess to the ATO? And do you refuse to accept negative gearing? You just not take advantage of these schemes in place? Let us know. Because if you're on the moral high horse and you like paying more taxes, I'd love to see that. And also, I've got a community poll, a question up there asking people for suggestions on schemes that can, be removed. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're a fan, check out my other channels, Heise BIM and HeiseSays International, where I discuss other topics. And if you want to support us, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon using our referral links on Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy our pocket squares or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Let's see what program I can teach myself next.